good to be back. I was gone last week. My daughter was on spring break, so I didn't really wasn't able to stream. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So this is a new drawing that I haven't shown really anybody yet, but we're coming right up to my show here in April, and I'm at the point where I have to actually buckle down and finish artwork for the show. So the show is opening in here in LA, in Santa Monica, April 27th, but the show actually will be up for viewing on the 20th, but the opening is the 27th of April. And I have to get everything to the framers by the 8th or 9th of April. So now is time to put the finishing touches on all the artwork. Well, the framed artwork. I'll be working on the large drawings up until the installation. Because that's the nice thing about having large ones just open air. I can work on them. And I've even been known to work on them before it's open at the location, just to put the finishing touches on. So this is kind of a fun piece, and if you watch the first couple of videos, you know that what I was doing for this show was exploring old pieces that were in basically in my flat files, and I've been kind of repurposing them and remembering the original narrative and then moving it on to my narrative now. So it's been kind of this really fun process of finding old works and then creating new meaning and new narratives in it. And this is a really, I mean, I guess strange. To me, it's not strange, but maybe a little bit stranger to some. But it's a drawing which I was really channeling surrealism and this idea of kind of a dream, where you could recognize the players. They don't necessarily make sense, and that kind of like how a dream can change instantaneous, and then you could be underwater, you could be in the sky, or you could be talking to an elephant, or at least that's what my dreams are about. So this, I was trying to kind of embody that. So I've got these birds on swings, and this real imaginative bunny character that I drew from a photo I took of my daughter when she was about 3 for the Screaming Bear drawing, and maybe some people are aware of it, but it's a huge 8-foot drawing I did after my dad passed. Oh, the dream, I know, it makes perfect sense in a dream. And so I had taken a series of photos of my daughter to be in that drawing, and I took kind of one of those and turned her into a bunny, because bunnies to me are symbolize kind of innocence and how things kind of move fast in life, and before you know it, they're changed. Kind of how bunnies are and their lives in the natural world are. Oh, you're back! Welcome back. So that's kind of the reasoning behind this, if you could call it reasoning. And I'm going to get started. So I've been working on these, kind of to work with that surrealist element. I wanted almost 2 simultaneous things happening at the same time that don't really interact, that kind of are just happening. Oh, thank you. That just are kind of happening on their own. So I've got kind of the bunny creature, the birds, and the tree situation happening, and now I'm going to be having a school of kind of these weird fish coming through, kind of just floating through it. I think I'm going to have them just going one direction, but I might change my mind once they're all in and have some going the other direction as well. And then I'm thinking what I'll do is to readdress these and kind of pop them out a little bit more. So I'm just playing around with that, and I guess we'll get started. If there's any questions, feel free to ask. I'm late streaming. This is so embarrassing because I set this up and then I was trying to finish. Has anybody ever watched the Haunting on Hill House on Netflix? I was kind of caught in that, and I was thinking, oh, I could finish it, and then it was like almost 11:45, and I was like, ah! I almost missed when I said I was going to live stream. Well, I did, because I said 11:30. But it was really good and super scary and super spooky. I'm on episode 9, where everything's kind of like going bananas. But I can only watch it during the daytime, because otherwise that stuff sticks in my head, and that'll be all my dreams. And then I can't function the next day. It is so scary. Oh, you need to make it past. You know what I did is I just started streaming it. Because sometimes I stream the news while I'm drawing, and then I'm like, that's super depressing and stress inducing. So I'm like, I'll just pick something light, like, you know, The Haunting of Hill House. But it's, I mean, it's pretty good. I think it's like well written. There's more than just like a spooky story to it. There's a little bit more like drama and family stuff going on that was surprising. But then it's just plain scary. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Okay, let's see. Which fish should we do? I think I'll start at the top so I don't drag my hand over as much of the drawing. And the cool thing, and this is, some people haven't seen my new setup, but check this out. I can zoom in so you can see the details. And I can, oh, whoa, way in. Just kidding. And then I can zoom out again, which is really cool. The new T-Rex fossil. Did they find new T-Rex fossils? Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know about that. Where'd they find it? So this camera is a Canon HD camera. It's like a camcorder that's hooked up, and it's allows you to zoom in and out, and kind of like has a display screen here that you can't see, but I can see. It's really cool. And an awesome friend slash client helped me get it, and she's amazing. And thank you very much. Oh, they found it in Canada. Oh, crazy! Is it the whole skeleton or just like the skull? I guess that's right, because Canada found a whole bunch of stuff up there. Where am I? Oh, I'm up here. You know what I'm gonna do too? Because I don't know if my arm is gonna smear the whole thing. Oh, I gotta totally look that up. There we go. I got a piece of paper here. I've been trimming, behind me is my paper cutter. I've been trimming small works for the show. My awesome paper cutter. And for those following, Elvis, my cat we got from the shelter, is out of quarantine. And he's on the couch. I wonder if you could see the couch. Yes. See the glowing, oh, this way, the glowing cat on the corner of the couch. He's all better. So that's super exciting. It was 7.5 weeks of quarantine in the bathroom before he tested negative for ringworm, and now he is out with the general population and doing good. That is so cool that they found a whole... See, they're still finding so much stuff. There's so much to be discovered on this planet. Just hope it's all still there, not messed up by us, so we still can find all that stuff. Yep, 7.5 weeks, and he is all good. And his hair is growing back so fast. Let me bring him up so you can see him. Albie, come say hi. Albie, come say hi. Come here. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, you're okay. Come say hi. He's not. Whoa. It's okay. It's okay. Come say hi. All his hair. So when he had the ringworm, he was bald all the way under his chin, all the way his ears, both of his eyes, like around his eyes were red. And now he's all better. It's a short 7.5 weeks. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, so he had a tough go of it, but I think he's enjoying the life now, lounging around with all the other animals. I think being in the shelter, it really traumatizes them, and some of the animals are so sensitive, they just get so sick. It just takes a while to get them back on track. Oh, back in his spot. He's already even got a spot on the couch. See that sunspot? And then I can't see it there, but my fireplace here, I don't know if you can see it if I turn this. Check it out. I got another bed from Costco, and I I cleaned out the fireplace because it's broken. I'm not gonna fix it. And then Rufus, the old boxer, has decided that's like the new exciting spot to sleep. So, you know, mixing it up in here for all the animals. And my bun is very sick right now, and she's in the bedroom. And we have to make a decision relatively soon. Oh my gosh, that just broke. Watch out, Ozzy. Let's see, is this still working? Okay. Still working. It just fell off the back of my desk. It looks like it didn't break or anything. There we go. So I have it like on this clip, and the clip must have just popped off. Okay. We're good. Everybody's good. Oh no, don't even say that. Don't say that. It's me being a goober and playing around with the camera. That's why it fell. My house is not like Hill House. There's like 2 bedrooms, and it's only been here since like 1938. And I know all the previous owners, and nobody has died in this house. We looked it up. I'm pretty sensitive right now because I'm watching the Hill House. Don't you think I thought of that actually when watching it? I'm like, oh my gosh, if I ever get a different house, I have to do all the background on it, and I don't want it to be that old, even though I love old houses, because you don't know what happened in it. Okay, enough about the animals. I will just draw. Not funny. As I'm drawing this kind of weird looking fish behind the bird right here. Oh, how long have I been working on this drawing so far? This one I've been working on and off for at least a couple months. I only showed just a few I was working on, but I have about 10 to 15 drawings that are going to be in the show, and they're all in the flat file, and I kind of just rotate through them. And then I wait, of course, to the very last minute to finish them all for the framer. So I can't give you exact time, but it's been a couple months that this has been kind of through the rotation of my of the drawing table. But I like to kind of keep rotating through because all my drawings are kind of a continuation of each other, and it allows me to kind of like pull all the drawings together, especially if I do it at the end. And I feel like it just helps with the continuity and kind of that narrative to keep working on different ones and spreading it out. And this one, I wanted a real dreamlike feeling from it. Like 2 different, almost like parallel universes kind of just existing on top of each other, not really interacting, where a lot of my drawings are everybody's interacting, and if one person or one character moves or changes, it would be like a domino effect and they would all kind of move with it. Where this one, I want them to kind of exist together but not really kind of affecting each other. A little bit more disconnect between the 2 worlds here. Which is interesting because most of my work makes sense. I'm glad you think that. Sometimes I feel like I can never really vocalize or never really put into words what I'm thinking to make it not sound like I'm completely insane, or for it to make enough sense where somebody could kind of relate to it. But I'm trying. So this fish is kind of like playing hide and go seek here behind this bird. And what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it yet, I'm going to finish this fish up first, is pull this bird out with a contrast later. So it kind of pops out a little bit more from the fish. I even have a few color pieces that are going to be in this show. Maybe I can show you guys at the end and show you just a few. I don't want some to be a surprise because they haven't been seen by anyone yet, which is really exciting. And I always like to do that for a show. I'm going to keep my big one that's in the dining room. You can see like the edge of it kind of. Keep that one secret too, I think, until we start getting up to the show. Because it's the first time I've done something like that, and it's been a ton of fun, and it's given me new ideas for a whole new series I want to get working on for 2020 shows, not 2019 shows, because they're here and coming up, but 2020 shows. Okay, here we go. So I kind of like the location of this fish kind of coming up here. And then I gotta figure out what I want to do on the bottom, but I'm not there yet. Where's my Q-tip? So the cat stole my good pointed Q-tips that I use for blending and ate them. So that was awesome. And that just happened, just a little bit before I started streaming. So I'm out of my really cool pointy Q-tips, so I have to run out and get them, so I won't be able to use those today. So I just have my regular Q-tips. That was my thank you for taking care of him for 7 weeks and nursing him back to health. You know, as soon as he came out, he was like, ooh, what are you doing? Let me help you by breaking everything. Did I get mad at him for eating my Q-tip? So I screamed some words, and then I tried to save the Q-tip, but it was too late. And then I just let him have the Q-tip carcass to run around with. I tried to get it from him because I was like, ooh, maybe if he doesn't chew the pointy end, I could still use it, but it was too late. He got it, squished it. I don't think you can really yell at a cat. I don't think it, I mean, I've yelled at him many times because every time I open the front door, he charges. And then, so I've been like, kind of waving my arms and screaming. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. You have to see what's, I wonder if I can get a camera here so you can see. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to unhook this. Check this out. Can you see this? There's Ozzy the poodle cuddling with the feral cat right there in the other bed. My whole living room is just pet beds, and then there's Rufus in the fireplace. So there's a whole bunch of. Yes, the cat won. He won the battle. Yeah, they're all being ridiculously cute right now. And these two are cuddling. Rufus is in the fireplace. It's so nice to see them all so happy and content. Oh, Albus is on the move. See, he's not happy because if he's not harassing somebody, see, there he is right there. So can I bother Rufus? Can I bother the other animals? I think I should just leave the camera on so everybody can watch the drama unfold with all the animals in the living room. I thought so too for a second, because he's good with the other animals, but he's very playful. And Rufus is an old gentleman, and he doesn't appreciate kind of being battered by a cat, so he's super sensitive. So Albus comes and goes like, you know, like boop, 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 boop. on him, and then Rufus is like, you'd think he'd like hitting him with a stick. He's like jumping and running, trying to get away from the cat. So the cat's gotta figure out how to play with the dogs, and the dogs have to stop being so dramatic and sensitive about everything the cat does. But he's only been out for like a week from quarantine, so it's gonna take him some time to all get acclimated to each other. Okay, so he's coming. This guy's coming along. I almost feel like it's almost like floats, you know, like these fish. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll have them like floats and things hanging from them. Oh my gosh, that might work. This drawing's gonna be chaos, but that's okay. I like a little chaos. A little chaos in my drawings is good. Fish are so cool. They've got so many cool little details on them. So it's kind of blending in with this bird's face right now, but that's okay. That's okay because I've got a lot of things I gotta hash out in my head before I decide on the final composition. So right now it doesn't bother me if the fish aren't falling back in the composition yet, because I'll get it to the point where they are. There's a couple things I can do. I can make the branches stick out. I can uh, bring back the tone on these, but again, nothing. I'm not going to do anything until I'm done drawing these fish in. See, like right there, just that little dark mark on the penguin's head already kind of like popped that fish back just a little bit. So now this is the time, this is just what takes time, is I'm going to draw the scales on this fish. I did scales on this fish here, And I did kind of like these dots on this fish, make it like a little bit different texture. I'm gonna do scales up on this fish, but I'm thinking I'll do larger scales, a little bit less contrast in here. So you can still see them, but they won't be as dark and they're a little bit spaced out. I say that, and then they look almost the exact same size as the other ones. Yeah, let me make these a little bit bigger. Go back in and kind of help with the gills. So you don't lose those. This is one of those things that just takes time. It's not difficult. If you go too fast, they start looking they don't connect. Now if I was working on a fish that was like 3 feet, I probably wouldn't render each scale. I would do kind of this version of rendering, because that's too many scales and it like misses the point. But for something like this, where it's all about inviting the viewer in to the details, kind of more of an intimate drawing, I really like to make those details work and complete them how they would be anatomically on a fish. Everyone I make though, I'm telling myself to go a little bit bigger, because I tend to want to, I guess, shrink the scales. Oh, everybody's sleeping. Oh, you guys are so cute. Sorry, they're right here. I had to pet them. I think usually the scales get a little bit smaller as they go to the fins, or at least in my fish they do. Again, these are just like these fun little details that as an artist, you get to kind of make up and decide what the reality is going to be. Got kind of like this dent in the fish here, so I think I'm gonna stomp the gills, the fish, or the scales there, and then see what I can do. Oh, can I zoom in for a second? Yes. Let me do this. Oh, too much. Just kidding. Here we go. I guess I could leave it zoomed in. My nose itches. While working on this fish, so you can see the scales. That was a good question. Here we go. So you can kind of see, I keep my pencil pretty sharp to get these in. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna hang on, not doing that, it's tempting. But let's try to finish these scales up. Oh, just found my eyes like just crossed. Sometimes that happens when I'm looking at these tiny details, because I've been drawing this morning too before I was streaming. I'm working on some other really detailed stuff. I should probably, oh my gosh, optometrist wants me to wear, what are they called? Magnifying glasses? Ah. I have to, I guess, get a pair so I don't strain my eyes so much. I just didn't think I was ready psychologically to get like magnifying glasses. There we go. Let's zoom out so you can see. Oh, nope. There you go. Well, at least you can see all the scales are connected there. a couple on the front here. This is kind of like the dark stripe on the fish, but I think there would still be scales underneath it. So I'll just draw some scales in that, but obviously you can't see them as well because it's darker. There we go. Okay. So now we can see I'm just kind of popping out this branch just a little bit. A little extra tone in there, a little bit more contrast, and I can make it kind of stick out a little bit better. And this tiny little bird here, his beak. Like you can see, I didn't even really color in the eye that dark yet. I was still kind of sketching this bird out. There we go. So you can see I kind of popped. Let's zoom in. You can see I just kind of popped this bird out here a little bit. And I'll still be working on that, obviously. Towards the end, when I start cleaning up this drawing. Get it ready to go. Oh, my gosh. You guys like Blair Witch Project this, so everybody gets like nauseous from it. Okay. So let's see. Kind of sketched out a fish here and a fish here. This one's really cool. It's got like those long snouts. But let's work on this fish here. And, because I think it's better. Oh my gosh, I'm so itchy. Not that you need to know that. But my horse, I took him out for a walk today, and he is shedding. It is springtime, and I was just covered in horsehair. Just covered from head to toe. And it's dusty, and I'm like, oh, it's just like, welcomes the allergies in. It's like one large dust bunny. Oh, oh my gosh. So one of my like kryptonites, this is so funny, when I went to college and I was living away from home for a few years, and I came home and we had a dog and cat at my parents' house, and I remember just being miserable, like I couldn't breathe, I was all swollen, and my mom took me to a doctor and they did the allergy testing, and they were like, well, so you're allergic to dogs, cats, horses, mesquite trees, which is, they're around. They're in arid areas, and all types of grasses. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's like everything that I love, animal wise. And so I did like allergy shots for a bit, and it helped. And then I kind of just, once we got married and moved in this house, I had a dog that we had got from the shelter, and so, and she was a pit bull. She had like really that short kind of heavy hair, and I was never, unless she rubbed on my skin, I get like a little rash, but I was fine. And then I thought, oh, I'm too allergic to cats, never have a cat. And then Kitty, this cat, kind of just came in one day about 8-9 years ago with the dogs, like through the dog door, and I was like, what do I do? And then I just kind of like, I couldn't really pet her, so it was kind of a good introduction to cat allergy. And then after a couple of years, like, really the only thing that bothers me if I pet one of the animals and touch my face. And then I have, like watery eyes, and or when the horse sheds, it's really bad for me. But it's only, like a month and a half out of the year that he sheds his, and it's not when he sheds his summer coat, it's only when he sheds his winter coat. So I was like, I remember crying at the allergist going, are you kidding me? Like, everything that I love, I'm allergic to. And I thought it was the end of the world, but now, many, many years later, I realized, like, you can kind of deal with it. And if it's really bad, like you need to know this, I take that like nasal spray and that kind of helps. But I thought, oh, if you're allergic, you'll never be able to live with the animals, but that's not true, I guess. Just having them around and introducing it back into your body slowly, like, really helps. Sorry, that's so much personal information about allergies, but I think it's interesting because my daughter just loves cats, and like I knew that that was going to be what she really wanted as a pet, and it's been good. Okay, let's see this guy. Kind of a weird, like, big foreheaded, spiky toothed fish. It's the kind of fish that you wouldn't want to bump into like snorkeling. I'd be like, see you later if I saw this guy and I was snorkeling. And I kind of drew it so that this branch would go right through his eye. Like this. So it would look like a split in his eye. There we go. I don't know if that's so normal, but yeah. Although I did go to a client's house and she had, I want to say 7 cats, and I went in and I was feeling okay, but then I sat down on the couch. I remember sitting on the couch and like poof, like all the dander, and she had long hair cats, short hair cats, and I remember all of a sudden like starting to wheeze, and I did have to like literally run out of her house and go to, there was a Rite Aid down the street, and kind of like take all the allergy medicine because I was having some kind of reaction to, I think it was that many cats, and then the loose dander in the air when I sat on the couch, and I don't, and I was completely overwhelmed. She's like, oh, I killed you. I'm like, no, I'm okay, but I think we should meet somewhere else and not have meetings in your house all the time. But it was okay. Because she even says, she's like, oh no, I don't have any allergies. I don't really change the couch covers or anything like that. So I think it was just an accumulation of dander over many years that made it so hard to breathe. This one's almost whale-like. This one kind of looks like a sperm whale kind of shape. Ah, and I'm drawing the same size scale, so you have to stop myself all the time I do that. There we go. I'm going to start over. And this one with these little spikes on the end. And I should zoom in on this too, maybe so you can see it better. There we go. Oh, that zoom in feature is so cool. This is interesting, like the bird's crown here is hitting right here, which I don't necessarily like. It's called a tangent. I'm gonna probably, what I'm gonna do is kind of erase the tops of this crown and have it come and overlap, so that kind of overlap in certain areas. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Fish with teeth, man, they're super scary. so cute together. The whole living room's like dog beds right now. I'm gonna move this big dog bed though out on the back deck for them, so they can sit in the sun on it. Oh, Ozzy, is it too high? Come here, come here, come say hi. Come here. Here, I'll bring Ozzy up. Okay, his hair's growing out, it's really cute. 1, 2, 3. Ozzy, say hi. He just wants to stare at me. There we go. You say hi? You say hi? He's like, oh. You say hi? He's got like a little mohawk. This is what he wants to do all day. Just sit with me. Sometimes when I'm drawing locally, I'll bring him. Oh, you've got cat food breath. That's what you have. I bring him with me for the installs sometimes. Him and Rufus, so they have like a change of scenery. Yeah, is that fun? And then they get attention from all the people coming in the gallery, and that's all they really want. Oh, here comes Elvis. Elvis, come here, Bubba. Come down. There you go. Come here, Elvis. Looks like he was gonna start something with the other cat. I like 70% trust Elvis at this point, but there's 30% chance that he's gonna do something stupid with one of the other animals, and they're not gonna like it. Because the vet said, oh, he's like 4 or 5 years old, but he acts like a baby kitten. So. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to fix the crown on this bird's head. I'm gonna just, for now, just erase the top parts because I'm gonna have that overlap over this fish, but not until after I finish the fish. And then I'll make this stand out a little bit more. There we go. Okay, like that, I think. Can you see that? See how now the crown's overlapping the fish, almost like hitting the fish in the gills, kind of. So that's the plan now, with this fish and this bird right here. Elvis. Oh, he likes to try to open doors, and I think that's from being quarantined in the bathroom. So he'll jump and like hold on to the knobs of the doors too. It's only a matter of time before he's gonna be opening all the doors in this house. So I just told you I was gonna wait, and I didn't wait. So now I'm actually gonna wait. Now I'm done. Okay, back to these back fin things. mohawk here. This guy's got some major spikes on him. He kind of looks like a badass fish, so that's appropriate, I think. And some teeth on both the top and the bottom. There we go, maybe one sticking out here on the end. I'm giving scales to this guy, but they're like super, super wide, and I'm not completing them. I want them to not be as prevalent as this guy's and this guy's scales. There we go. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what I just did. So I just basically enlarged this crown here so that you can see the, see how it comes in front of the fish. So just to push it back just a bit. There we go. And just kind of bump the contrast up just a bit on this bird here. And there we go. I'm going to do a little bit more blending. These guys. There. And then I got this funny, I forget what kind of fish these are. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But one of those really cool, crazy reef fish. I might have embellished a little bit on the length of its snout. And I'm somehow going to get teeth in this mouth, and I don't know how yet, but I'm going to figure it out. Oh my gosh, the amount of snoring that's coming from the fireplace right now. He's out cold, check him out. I think he's partially deaf too, he's getting pretty old. Or he just ignores me half the time now when I ask him to do something. I've got some tiny teeth here. Very tiny teeth. I don't know. Let me zoom in all the way and see if you can see them. There's tiny, tiny, tiny teeth on there. Oh, just kidding. Let me get back out. Here we go. Do I ever save my shavings? No, not usually. For shading, what I would do, instead of shaving my shavings because it's just so messy, I would take, like, for my small drawings, I would take like a 4B and do this, and then pick up the tone that I needed on the Q-tip, and then do that. On my large drawings, I use like loose charcoal dust, or I'll do the same thing for like a smaller area, like this kind of tone, but I don't save my shavings. That's actually good, I needed that for over here. But this is, I mean, it works pretty good. The loose, like when I buy like loose charcoal dust, that's really great for anything over 3-4 feet, where I'm like say blocking in a whole elephant. This would take way too long to do that, but say I'm working on the eyeball of the elephant, and I want this tiny little bit of tonal detail, then I'll do this same thing on the large ones. I think I stand out just a bit. Okay, this funny guy here. Let's work on this guy. Funny looking fish. And I drew him in front. Now this is like, I don't know if I'm going to keep him in front of this, but he's the only one where his nose is in front, but his body is behind that. And I'm kind of like, do I want to leave it there? Because it will be the only one that will be technically in front of something here. So I'm going to draw it, and if I don't like it, it's pretty easy to redraw this branch in front of the fish. So I'm going to play around with it and just see how it feels. I'm going to give an extra little fin here, just for fun. Why not? Oh man, so, allergies are so bad today. Wait a minute, there's another pointy one here. I must have had another one up here. I didn't even notice it. My gosh. So I do have another pointy one. Yay! Albus didn't eat the only one. They were just sitting up here. I must have had it underneath the stuff here. That's exciting. So I have one more good, sharp Q-tip. That's good, because I was all panicked. Those really smear marks. What I do at the very end before it goes to the framer is I just take out my kneaded eraser and I just kind of go over everything. Did I see the exhibit of the large wobbling piece of the Church Bridges? Oh, no, I didn't see that. Is it up now? Is it a current exhibition there? Because I can look at it. I follow them on Instagram. I don't remember seeing that. But I'm not the best at checking all the time. Crystal Bridges is such a beautiful museum. There's powdered charcoal, and then a lot of artists use powdered graphite too. Oh, okay. I wonder. I'll look it up and see if I can find it. I love how animals is my thing. That makes me so happy to hear that. I've been drawing like this for many, 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 many years. It's been since I was a kid. Always been inspired by animals in narrative art. I'm telling a story through narrative art, and for me it was natural to use animals because because I think they make more sense to me than people a lot of times. It's right before I came up. Oh, okay. Gosh, I don't remember seeing it. I was in my gallery installing that whole week I was there. I can't recall. I wonder if I saw it, that maybe I would remember it. No fighting. Elvis, she does not want to hang with you right now. Did you hear this? She doesn't want to. There you go. There you go. Okay. He was kind of batting the old cat in the face with his paw. Not mean, just enough to make her hiss at him. He'll figure it out. He'll find his place in the pack. He needs my daughter. When she comes home, they play and they run around, and he chases her, she chases him. She throws stuff for him to chase. He likes to fetch stuff. He definitely needs like kid energy to keep him entertained. I know where the room where Rosie the Riveter is in. Um, oh, but on the outside of that wall. Gosh. Ooh. No, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember, at least right now. I remember seeing Rosie the Riveter there. I remember seeing like the famous Warhols there. But I'm super singularly focused when I'm installing, and I would just go like straight to my room, which was through that room, and work on the elephants piece, and then disappear outside for a snack, and then come right back in. Sometimes it's a blur. I'm gonna look it up though, and see if I can find it. Sometimes I miss whole things when I'm exhibiting, because I'm just so focused on getting my installation ready that I can't focus on anything else. And then I come back for the show sometimes, and then I'm like, oh, look at all this other stuff that's cool. Don't be ashamed. If everybody liked all art, I'm pretty convinced that wouldn't be art. uh, it's amazing. Like when I was a teacher and we take kids to the art museums to see what they gravitated towards, and it's not always the same thing. And I always thought that was one of the coolest things about being a teacher. is to watch what inspires all the different kids and all the different people. And some people can look at a piece of art and it changed their whole world, and some other people will be like, nice, cool, and then move on. That's kind of the cool thing about art, is you're not going to be moved by everything, but when you find something that moves you, it means a lot. And sometimes I think it might take a long time to find something that really moves you, or a whole genre that moves you, and then you can kind of delve deeper into that. But I don't think anybody should ever be ashamed if everybody loves a piece and you're just not into it. You can always admire workmanship and, you know, uh, and kind of the idea behind it, and respect that and the artist for doing that, but you don't have to always be moved by everything. I was never a huge contemporary art fan. In grad school, I was kind of the only one. I was really moved by, gosh, old medieval art and Audubon and cataloging of plants and animals and all that. And I remember feeling kind of out of it in grad school because everybody was talking about, oh, it's contemporary art, and I was like, oh, I respect it. I get what they're trying to say, and they're breaking out of the norms, but it didn't move me like a Vermeer moved me, or a Hieronymus Bosch moved me. Ursula van Rydensvaart. Who is she? Should I know her? I'm gonna Google her. Let me do it right now before I forget. Here we go. Give my eyes a break. Ursula von. Oh, it pops right up. Oh, cool. Pull up the images. Oh, that's amazing. Is this the one that you're talking about? She does these large wood sculptures. Oh, that's amazing. Colored Bentleys. Oh, check out her installations. That is it. Check out the forklifts. I always respect a good installation. That's so cool. Oh, thanks for bringing her up. This is amazing. Oh, she did like a jacket. Oh my gosh. Violent Monumental Works from New York Sculptor. Wow, she's in New York. I love how they call them violent. Oh, Rockefeller. Geez, yeah, she's the real deal here. That's cool. Madison Square Park. Oh gosh, she's been showing everywhere. Oh, that's cool. Sculpting is something I don't know how to do at all, but I love seeing sculpt. What are you doing? No, do not scratch my chair. No, it's not okay. He was about to claw my chair right there. Don't even think about it. Cat man. Yeah. I was like, don't you mess with my chairs. I always like protective of anything I have nice in my house because everything gets ruined by the kid or the animals. And like every once in a while, I have something that they haven't ruined yet, and I'm like, ooh. And that chair is still intact, which I don't know how. But I plan on moving it to the garage when my studio is done, and I was like, oh, that would be a nice place for a client to sit that's not ruined by one of the animals. So we'll see. We'll see if it will survive. I'm making his. These fins are sharp here, but I'm gonna make these kind of soft back here because I haven't really done that yet. All the other fins are all kind of spiky, so I'm gonna make this one a little bit different. What is happening? What? I found something on the couch. Can you see it? Elvis, what are you doing? The couch I already gave up on because they ruined it, but it's got like a blanket on it to keep it from being ruined even more. So the small chance to have yeah. Does he have a Q-tip? No. Now he's just like spazzing out, just to spaz out. Albus, come here, come here, come here. You can lure him with one of my new Q-tips. Let me see. You want this? There he goes. Go get it. Go get it. This is why I can't have this. Yeah. But that's okay. I wouldn't trade it for nice things. Oh, hello, Robin. Robin, should I just call you Robin, right? Yeah. Hello. Thanks for coming on. Okay, so I did just throw the cat my Q-tip that I was using. I thought I had another one. There's one on the floor here. Oh no, he got to this one. This one's ruined. Okay, let me see if I can give him this one and get the other one. Alvin. Oh, you got it? Here, I'm gonna trade you. Oh, he killed it. It's too late. He murdered the Q-tips. Okay, here, you get both of them now. Okay. Okay, he killed both those Q-tips. That was my fault. And now I got a couple more. Oh, thank you. So this is a new one that I haven't been streaming yet. But I was finishing these up. Oh, you get them in your email. Gosh, I don't even know how that works yet. But I'm going to at least try Tuesdays and Thursdays. to be on around 11ish. Gonna try to stay as consistent with that as possible, but as long as, you know, life takes over and sometimes you just can't do it, but that's what I'm gonna try to stick to for a while. Okay, I can stay on for a few more minutes. You stream on a boat? Is that what you said? Make that branch stick out a little bit more. I think I'm kind of liking, oh, you started using the Wolf pencils. You thought the B was dark? Have you tried 6B if you think the B is dark? Oh, the camera's moving a lot because I'm fidgety. It's not a boat. It's just me fidgeting on. I have a, one of these desks, what's the name of this desk? I forget the name. I should know. It's like a kneeling desk, and I'm kind of shaking my leg. I will try not to, but I guess it does look like I'm on a boat. Oh yeah, and I did throw the camera on the floor on accident earlier, and it's kind of, I gotta reattach it better later. No, it's because I'm a spaz, and so every time I move, the whole thing kind of shakes, and I can't talk, I guess, and it not move, because maybe my breathing. Yeah, the camera is attached to my desk. Oh, just to, okay. I think I like to jet, but when I'm drawing, I'm just fidgeting. Like, I have kind of that chronic shaking leg thing. And, it's kind of when I don't think about it, and then when I think about it now, like, I really want to do it. I'm not in Norway, so it's okay. But it's funny that you asked if I was on a boat. I'm drawing fish, and I am shaky like a boat. So there you go. No, I get terribly seasick. Actually, that just makes me feel nauseous just thinking about drawing on a boat. I can't read on a boat unless I take some motion sickness pills. I love boats, but I get super sick. Oh yeah, because after this it should get uploaded to YouTube, so you can watch. Although this one, from the beginning, I didn't stream it. I had been working on this one past couple months out of my drawer. There's only, I think so far, 3 drawings that I've streamed me working on. And now I'm going through and completing them for the framer in about a week and a half. They have to all get to the framer. So now I'm going through and choosing the ones that will go to this next show and then having them framed. So now is crunch time, and I have to make some final decisions and really just finish them up. And once they go to the framer, it's kind of out of my hand. Then I can't work on them anymore, and then I check them off as done. But if they're not in a frame yet, I will still work on them. Oh no, you get sea, car, and air sick? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's rough. Were you always like that? Because I noticed as I'm getting older, I'm getting more and more kind of motion sick. I don't know if that's from having a baby or if that's from just like getting older, or maybe it's my eyes or something. I don't know. Or ears. Hey, no fighting. Absolutely no fighting right now. Thank you. They're not fighting. No. Well, the cat and the old cat, Kitty, and Ozzy, the poodle, are sleeping nicely together. But then Albus came over and is kind of like getting in their face a little bit. Like he's not doing anything bad, but he really wants to wake them up and chase them. I kind of feel bad because like all these guys are like they just sleep all day, and nobody really wants to play with them. But I have to pick up my daughter soon, and when she gets home, they can go run around together. But I'm absolutely not getting another one for him to play with right now, not with all the animals that I already have and construction happening in the back. Way too much going on. So my daughter's like, we should get him a kitten to play with, and I was like, spent 8 weeks almost getting him better from being sick from the shelter. The last thing I need is another one to nurse back to health right now. Oh, so the cat is out of the room. He's all better. It took 7.5 weeks for the ringworm to clear up, and he's all good and beautiful. Bun Bun is very sick, and she's, oh, I don't even want to talk about it really. She's got an inoperable tumor, and I think I have to make a decision this week. Actually, that's what I was going to call after this, to have her put to sleep so she doesn't suffer. She's still eating today, but she's slowing down, and the tumor is growing rapidly. And I don't think she'll be with us too much longer. Sorry, I don't. So I wish it was better news. Oh, thank you. You try to negotiate with your cat. That's funny. Cats are very good at getting their way. They are very, very good. They're so sneaky and they're pretty smart. Ah, that's so funny. Yeah, I feel like that with this guy too. I was drawing in the dining room and he like stole a Q-tip, then he stole a pencil. I'm like, please stop, stop, and then he knocks my glass over, and I was like, so I find myself giving him all these other things to play with, and I'm like, oh, great. So now I've just like accepted the fact he's gonna play with stuff instead of like him actually stopping and just let him do his thing. I'm like, oh, he already figured it out. Can already manipulate me to play with him the whole time. It's like, I think he's spazzing out right there, right, yeah. You can see him spazzing out on the couch. Yeah, oh, he's got one of my, see, that's his favorite. He's got one of my Q-tips right now. He's like, that'll do. Oh, you got it in your mouth? Oh my gosh, I have to show you. Come here. Come here, Elvis. Come here. Show him your catch. Come here. He's like, yeah, right. I'm going to let you catch me with the Q-tip in my mouth. very cute. It's nice to have a little bit of life in the house, you know. Okay, so this is kind of where we are for today. And I have to get going and do a couple of things before I pick up my daughter from school. Let me zoom in so you can see the fish, and because it's so cool, hit the zoom in button. So here are the fish, and then Thursday we'll probably keep working on this one, and then I'll be working on it in between, and then this one can get wrapped up for the framer. So thank you everybody for joining, and I'm hoping to be back Thursday. Everybody have a fantastic day. Bye.